what, yes, it's hard to find women fights, but that speaks to the value of this show and what it brings to these fighters. It treats them like professionals. From that fight, we're looking at Bruce Miano and Kyle Kaler. Now, Kyle Kaler is a familiar guy to Cage Wars. He's over with MVMMA, a tough guy. His opponent, Bruce Miano, nobody knows who he is. But let me fill you in. He's a really, really tough guy. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, an effective striker. I was watching him train in here earlier with his coaches. He is impressive. I spoke to his coach, and he said he's very ready to engage on the ground, engage in the transition, and on the feet.
Then you got Corey Norman making his first title defense at light heavyweight against James Carroll, no relation.
That's going to be a huge fight. I want to see how James does with Corey and his catch wrestling, and see if he can work that distance more than just rush in like he has a little bit in the past.
Absolutely, and then the co-main event, you got Andrew Geisler versus Brandon Kennedy. Kennedy's been out for quite some time against Geisler, who's coming off a pretty impressive victory.
Both these guys are very well-schooled, experienced amateur fighters. Andrew Geisler, very dynamic everywhere. He's an amazing athlete. Brendan Kennedy, tough as nails, tough guy, can get it done on the feet or on the ground. That's going to be fireworks for sure. And then our main event, that's the one I'm really looking forward to.
Absolutely. You got Isaiah Sakiel versus Sage Felipe. Both are champions at welterweight. One's a USMTA champion. The other is the Cage Wars champion. This is for unification of the belts. One's 4-0. The other is 5-1. Big implications on this fight.
Absolutely. Both these guys want to be the king of the Northeast. And they both are very confident coming in. They're on a roll. Both of them are talking about going pro after this. Let's see how this plays out.
Both ranked, I believe it's 8 and 10 on the amateur ranking according to Tapology.com.
Absolutely. It's going to be an amazing night of fights. Mike Falva's about to bring action.
Absolutely. I'm pretty pumped for this, as the event is sanctioned by a third-party sanctioning body, which is the USMTA, United States Muay Thai Association, which is directed tonight by, I believe, Ed Kinner.
And also, the president of the USMTA, Mr. Clint Haylinger, is in
the house.
Is in the house. So is NYSAC's Ed Kunkel.
Wow.
So, you know what? It's great to have these kind of people here, seeing the level of production and level of athletes we have to offer.
Absolutely. Big night of fights tonight, as we're going to throw it up to the ring announcer, Mike Falvo.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rivers Casino and Resort here in Schenectady, New York. This is our opening bout of the evening, scheduled for three-minute rounds, and it is in our women's bantamweight division. Your fights tonight are brought to you by Cage Wars Mixed Martial Arts and presented by County Waste and Recycling, Jules Design Studios, Sticker Mule, Local UA number 7 Plumbers and Steam Fitters, Elevation 10,000, Local number 2 Bricklayers, Shenanigans Gentlemen's Club, Ryan Clark Realty, Against the Cage with Benfield, Marcelino's Pizza, and of course, the Rivers Casino and Resort. Tonight's action is sanctioned by the United States Muay Thai Association, Executive Director Ed Kinner, and USMTA President Clint Haylinger is in attendance this evening. The doctor at cage side is Dr. Michael Sheridan, and the judges for your opening bout of the evening are Mr. Chris Polinsky, Mr. Steve Ward, and Mr. Matt Goler. And now, we are live from the Rivers Casino and Resort and around the world on Fight TV. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 rounds in our bantamweight division. Here we go! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. She weighed in 138 pounds even. Representing Limitless Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Kickboxing from Trenton, Ontario, Canada, Logan Weaver. And her opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, representing Atlas Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She weighed in yesterday at 138 3/4 pounds, standing 5 feet 3 inches tall. From Albany, New York, Angela Lemon Meglio. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, your referee, Mr. Steve Rita.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, fight number 1 on this 12-bout fight card.
Third man in the center, Mr. Steve Rita. You may have seen him on the UFC. Now, Logan Weaver in the blue, Meglio in the red. Oh, nice by Weaver.
Now, both women are making their debut tonight, so it's a matter of who's able to execute what they've learned in the gym leading up to this.
Absolutely, and you notice those shin guards, we talk about that quite a lot. For those of you that are unfamiliar, those are the novice rules, so there will be no ground and pound to the face.
Nice shot right there by
Once they get
Weaver.
to the ground. Oh.
And you see Meglio go in for a takedown.
A little bit too far out for that.
Yeah, she kind of telegraphed that shot right there.
Well, she's squinting with that left eye, almost like she got hit by Weaver, and Weaver's taking advantage of this right now.
That might be from that strong
left hand.
right hook before, and Weaver's landing a couple more.
Right overhand hook.
Weaver
Good job keeping her composure by Meglio, though.
Yep. She's backing up, trying to telegraph that shot, though, right there once again. She pushes her up against the cage for a clinch.
Good job turning her by Weaver, creating that separation. She's looking to strike and keep this on the feet.
And the limitless fighter gets back to the center of the cage. This is an octagon, ladies and gentlemen. This cage has been used in UFC fights before.
And now if you notice, Logan's trying to use that jab.
Yeah,
Angela did a good job closing some distance, but let's see if she can change this level and make something happen.
She's really just kind of bull rushing her. Now she's got her arms clenched around. It looks like the fingertips are locked around the waist as they break.
Nice knee by Weaver on the clinch.
Double underhooks right now.
That's not a good position for Logan Weaver. Double underhooks is a very, very dominant position. Let's see if she can take advantage of that.
As we can tell from the beginning of this fight, this is where Meglio wants to be.
Meglio's got the leg behind, looking for the trip. Oh, nice shot by Weaver to spin her. Oh, Meglio goes down. Weaver ends up on top. Nice job.
Good reversal right there by Weaver as Weaver ends up in full guard.
Meglio looking for the neck.
Now, Will, when you're in this position as Weaver, as we know, we can't punch to the head at all. It's only to the body while grounded for strikes. What do you want to do right here if you're Weaver?
You know, you position before submission. Position before submission. Control. Find your position. Hit a few punches to the body. Open something up and then go for whatever submission presents itself.
As you know, she can't punch to the head, so she posts up. She's trying to avoid the arm right there. Gets it free. Good use of the forearm right there.
I was going to say, she's making it very uncomfortable. That's legal. She's not smothering her. She's making her uncomfortable.
That looks like from the bottom, she's attempting an arm bar right
arm
there.
Bar. Oh, that was slick. That was slick.
It's pretty deep right now, but I
is.
don't know if that elbow joint's in that spot.
Let's see if Weaver can rip that right arm out. She's standing up trying to create some leverage and some power.
Now, which way does Weaver want to go if she wants to
You either want to
this?
close her down or yank the arm out. You either want to fold that person down into a small circle or yank your arm out. One or the other.
10-second warning.
And you hear Ed Anthony call for hips, calling for Meglio to use her hips to drive the hips forward, create some tension.
Absolutely. Good first round for both ladies. Will, after seeing that first round, you saw Weaver had some pretty good shots, landing the right hook a few times, made the left eye of Meglio squint, and then Meglio at the end of the round, after getting a takedown and getting reversed, gets the armbar. How are you going to score that? I know it's effective striking, then grappling. How are you scoring that round?
You know, I got to give the striking to Weaver. And I think, you know, what the judges are going to see and really keep in their mind is that end sequence there on the ground. They may not, you know, take into account that Weaver kept her off of her and defended the takedown for the whole round. So in the judges' eyes, they may give that grappling to Meglio, and then it's going to go to aggression, and I'd have to say Weaver was definitely the aggressor.
Absolutely, as she finished the round defending the armbar, but was on top throughout the grapple while the fight was on the ground. Excuse me.
Absolutely. Mr. Ed Anthony in Miss Meglio's corner giving her some instruction.
And I apologize now for my voice because I am getting over a nasty cold. So
it's that time of season. Everybody's sick right now. Ran through our house.
So here we go, round number 2. Will, if you're in the corner of Meglio, who's been trying to, throughout the first round, trying to get that takedown, what are you telling her?
Work off the jab. You can't just rush into the takedown. Work off the jab.
Oh, big shot left and right by Weaver.
She's got her rocked. Now, here's the
big
thing.
Shot by Weaver.
You got to watch out for that because the grappler is always going to change that level. You've got to keep the separation. You have to keep the separation when striking.
But look how close her hips were when she got that takedown. Very successful once she came in nice and tight.
Absolutely.
As Weaver is fighting it off pretty well, though, right now. She's not giving up a
controlling the
full
head
takedown.
with the right hand.
But you don't see much anymore where people, that's one of the first instincts in wrestling when you're learning how to defend takedowns is push that head down. But you don't see that much in MMA.
You really should, though. Where the head goes,
absolutely.
the body follows.
And you see
Meglio
is trying to jump on the back for the rear naked choke.
Can Logan Weaver shake her off? She looks a little high. But it's hard to see from our vantage point.
Yeah, this is a tough angle right here for
Even
us.
with the camera.
She looks very high. Her hips are high.
Oh,
she brings
does
it
she
down.
have it under the
This
neck?
is tight. Can she get this done? Meglio is on top with 2 minutes
Weaver
left in
doing
the
a good
round.
job bridging her hips up, looking to roll to her left.
That's pretty tight.
You notice she's dropping her left hip a little bit. Now she's going to try to roll the other way.
Good job by Weaver to fight this.
She's doing a great job. Meglio is also doing a good job keeping her from rolling over.
And it looks like she's loose right now because you can see the elbow is really
Meglio,
high.
Oh,
Weaver's
nice
on
job
top.
by Weaver. And that could have went the other way. Meglio was almost around the corner and could have turned that.
Yeah, absolutely. A great job defending Meglio from that finishing that rear naked choke.
Less than 90 seconds left of this second round. This is actually increasing the action.
Absolutely, yeah, it got a lot more exciting. So, ladies and gentlemen watching, know at home, there are 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. There's no extension in the rounds. There's no 5-minute rounds in the title fights. Everything's 3 by 3.
Now, Meglio controlling that left arm of Logan Weaver.
That's a good job by her because it's avoiding all those body shots that she could be suffering.
It is, and it will also help set up a sweep if she decides to open up that guard.
Think she's going to go back for that arm bar? Is that her bread and butter?
I think the ground is her bread and butter right now. She just wants to stay here and find an opening.
Weaver looks like she just wants to stand back up.
Oh, I would. I don't blame her. She was getting the better of that exchange.
Absolutely. She's hearing some instruction from her coaches.
She looks back to the corner, a very aware athlete for a debut.
Yeah.
She's creating a little bit of separation, trying to break that closed guard.
Good job with the hand control by Weaver on top. Avoid any submission attempts from the bottom by using her own hand control.
Yep, but she is having a tough time breaking this guard of Miss Meglio.
And Meglio's doing a great job locking those legs around her hips, not allowing her to stand back up.
Now, and that is a double-edged sword. When you are in closed guard, you can't be as offensive.
Yeah.
So that we need to take that into account as well.
100%. Here we are.
She may be just trying to win this round and make it 1-1.
Yep. Less than 10 seconds, and there you go. There's the horn. Round 2's over. Great fight so far. After 2 rounds, I'm going to have to give it 1 round apiece.
I was just thinking the same thing. I would have to give that second round to Angela Meglio.
Just because I think she controlled a little bit more from the bottom. Although Weaver did a good job striking, and then they got Meglio got that takedown, as we're going to see in the replay right here. This is a featherweight fight, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought we had a replay coming up. That's all right. Mr. Ed Anthony working with his fighter in the corner.
Talking to the hometown fighter, Angela Meglio.
Which you could hear her support in the crowd when they announced her.
Absolutely. Is Weaver tired? She looks like she could possibly be a little winded.
I would be. 2 3-minute rounds going all out.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, this sport is one of the most dynamic on earth when you think about the requirements on the body.
Absolutely, and this is both women are making their debut right here as we have Steve Rita, third man in the cage this evening. There we go, both women in the center of the cage. Meglio tries to throw a kick.
And again, I feel like the strikes she throws right now are more going to be to get it to the ground.
A nice body shot right there by Weaver, and Weaver's doing a good job trying to keep some distance. But right there, Meglio did a good job
Nice
to
knee.
put her against the
Nice
cage.
knee. She's got to turn that corner when she gets her against the cage.
Yep.
Because that's where Meglio has had her success.
She's not really trying to fight there. I was about to say that. Trying to get under that underhook, and now she starts to fight the underhook. Steve Rita slapping the hand of Meglio, trying to tell her, don't touch it, hold on to the cage.
But an easy way to defend one underhook is to get your own underhook.
Yep.
So you don't even necessarily have to fight your hand back in right away.
Now both women have an over-under.
Nice knee by Logan Weaver. Nice turn.
Yeah, Weaver's doing anything she can right now to get separation. That's where she's been successful.
Meglio trying to stay close, trying to bring this right to the ground. You see her trying to turn Logan Weaver. But I give both these young ladies a lot of credit. I mean, this is the third round. They're still going strong. We got, less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left on this clock. Anything can happen in this fight. Nice knee right there by Logan Weaver.
She's thrown quite a few of those. You know, what I'd like to see is the knee and then try to separate and strike out of it.
Absolutely.
Don't just accept that clinch.
Nice little 1-2 right there. Some big shots by the limitless fighter.
Nice, nice, nice.
Big shots. As it looks like Meglio's hurt, but she's lowering her level, trying to change levels to get a takedown.
Yes. And here we go, right back to that close guard. Let's see what Logan Weaver can do with it now. You hear the people in Meglio's side supporters saying, you know, go for it, you need to grab that arm. They feel a sense of urgency for her on the outside of the cage with less than 1 minute to go.
Absolutely, and you know, you can see her trying to set it up as her hips on the bottom are kind of trying to turn, trying to go for that
She is,
arm
there you
bar.
go, she's trying to turn. She's got that, she's looking for the leg over the face.
And I think she's got the arm. She's done a good job with holding that arm nice and tight.
She really has, you know. And now she's got that guard open, trying to work up towards her head with that left leg.
Oh, just
Trying to
almost
bring it in front of the face,
right
lift that arm bar.
There it is.
Oh!
How tight is that?
That's a little deeper. 30 seconds. Let's see if Logan Weaver can hold this.
Logan Weaver beat the
Now,
first
what
round.
she does not want to do is she does not want to go to a belly down armbar. You want to fold your opponent up, but you do not want to let your opponent go belly down. That's a bad position for your elbow. There we go. She folded her up. You see how she's bringing her legs towards her head?
Kind of squeezing like an accordion.
Yes. Oh, she rolled her
Big
over.
shot right there.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Wow, can she hang on? As Weaver's doing a good job with her foot to fight it.
She is.
Wow.
Great job by both these ladies. I would not want to be a judge for this
That
fight.
third round's going to be a hard one to score.
I'll tell you, I judged for years, and I don't envy those three judges right now.
No, that's going to be a tough one to score. Great fight by these two ladies.
Yeah, really, kudos to both these young ladies. I mean, really, think about it. It's their first fight.
And they put on a 3-round show for everyone here.
With excellent techniques. The nerves
Absolutely.
didn't get to them. I mean,
No.
their cardio was on point.
No, a lot of women would have folded up when they get caught in that arm bar in fear that their arm's going to pop.
Yes.
As the ladies from Shenanigans come walking in.
Yep, our Shenanigans ring girls, cage girls.
Will, who do you have winning this fight?
Again, it really depends on the judges. It depends what they saw, what vantage point, what sticks in their mind, how they interpreted that fight. Because, again, the rule set is the rule set, and the judging criteria is of such, but how each judge interprets it can vary slightly.
Absolutely. That third one, I think, is what it came down to. Like I said, before the start of the third period, I had 1-1 apiece for the ladies. This one, I think I'm going to have to give it to Logan Weaver at the very end. I think she did just that much more in the third round to win it.
I would too, but again, the judges, you don't know where they're coming from, what they're saying, and the fact
they're all
that
in different angles.
And the fact that Angela Meglio was able to hold that position and almost get that armbar, you don't know how heavily that may weigh.
Yep.
I myself, as a judge, would more than likely give it to Logan Weaver as well. But that's why we as coaches, as athletes, as commentators say never let it go to the judges.
Absolutely, 100% correct, Will Barry. Iron Will Barry. Will, how can people find you on Twitter tonight if they want to ask us some questions?
Find me on Twitter at Iron Will Barry.
There you go. Easy enough, ladies and gentlemen. You can find myself at JIBLITZ, Giblet77.
Is that like a turkey thing, like giblets?
No, it's a nickname given to me when I was little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you that. I was curious.
Yeah. So here we go. Steve Reed is the third man as Mike Falvo is going to give us the official decision from the cage. What's up?
Now, after 3 rounds of hard-hitting mixed martial arts action, we go to the official scorecard. All 3 judges have scored the fight in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Logan Weaver.
All right, you know what? I mean, the judges saw it as we did, and they gave it a unanimous decision.